What's going on? Magic Mitch here, and in this food adventure, it's day 9, challenge number 7 of this food challenge tour across the UK and Europe, and in today's battle, I'm at SMOKE BBQ in Leeds, England, taking on their Man vs. Food Burger Challenge. As you can see, there are a variety of items here. You have that burger which is stacked high with 4 beef patties, and it also includes some smoked brisket, pulled pork, cheese, and onion strings. Then to go with that burger are also a bunch of cooked chips. Then there's also a cornbread muffin with jalapenos in it. Ooh, that's a bit of a twist. And last but not least, you have 2 pints of ice cream milkshake. Oh yeah. Anyways, you have 30 minutes to finish this challenge, and if you're able to do so, you get 50% off your 25 British pound meal, but you do get it free if you break the current record, and you'll also get your picture up on their wall of fame. Now my strategy for this challenge was going to be pretty straightforward going into it. First off, I would attack that burger, then probably the fries, then save the milkshake for last. The coleslaw, probably sometime after the burger, just depending on how things go. Then probably save the cornbread towards the end, since I was expecting that to be quite enjoyable, and I expected it to be a nice change in flavor towards the end of this battle. I will note though, I did make an early on adjustment in this one, just because there was so much milkshake, like I said, 2 pints of it, and it was on the thinner side. So I decided to use that as my drink earlier than I typically would for a food challenge, which actually worked out pretty nicely, going from those salty, savory flavors to the sweetness of the milkshake. But I also knew that I'd still probably go back to the soda eventually on this one, just because I find that it helps with burping up any air pockets that are in my stomach in order to make more room. Now, as far as how I'm feeling on this tour, I'm feeling pretty good right now. Having a lot of fun. I was looking to put on a show, just seeing what I could do and how I'd fare against Randy's time on this one, as he had just put on a solid performance, finishing this and setting the record in 9 minutes and 20 seconds. And well, to be honest, I knew I had no chance about 3 minutes in, just because I was simply spending way too much time chewing on that burger. But with that being said, big props to the big man himself, Randy, on that dominating performance. But I will say this, it didn't discourage me from trying to become the first person to win and then follow it up with push-ups. And there weren't that many winners of this challenge. I believe it was less than a handful. And I'm going to point something out here just because I've seen it in the comments, probably from the haters, in previous videos where I'm shy of a record or anything like that. For the most part, I could really care less if I get another record or if I get one of mine beat. Now, I'm not saying it's not a great feeling when you set a new record or anything like that, but the only times that I really care about it is number 1, in order to actually beat the challenge, you have to set the new record, or in case number 2, if it has to do with that dirty scoundrel known as Eager Ethan, aka the putrid filthmonger, aka the wretched abomination, aka the venomous swine, aka the disgusting deviant, and the list goes on and on. In that case, there are no lengths I won't go in order to smite him down or smash any record which he may possess. Anyways, as far as my thoughts go on this food challenge, in terms of the setup, I'm giving this one a thumbs up, though I will say I am a little biased on this one, just because I did get the special treatment from the people here at Smoke, with it being a promotional thing and all. But I will say 50% off isn't half bad, even though I'm not personally a fan of pay-to-play challenges. If it's around that $15 mark, I typically let it slide, just because beyond that, the incentive seems lost for winning. But at the end of the day, as long as it's a profitable marketing tool for the restaurant, regardless of what I think, it's a good way to go in my book. Also, it is a unique challenge, which I do appreciate with the assortment of items, especially with that cornbread muffin, which I haven't come across many of those in my eating career. And as for the taste, again I'm giving this one a thumbs up. Now the burger was great and all, and I really enjoyed it. It was just that in this case, I spent a lot of time chewing, and the chips were fine, but if I gotta be honest, I would have been completely okay if there were about half as many in this challenge, but anyways, if there was ever a time I needed to use the dark arts on something, I think that cornbread would be an ideal item to use it on, because if I didn't have any liquid to wash that thing down, ooh man, it could have been an easy choking hazard. But using that and going between that and the milkshake was a pretty nice change up in flavor. And of course, having it with all those jalapenos, it was only going to be a matter of time before it just absolutely obliterated my insides. So there's a nice visual for you there. But you know what? In this line of work, you gotta take the good with the bad. And all things considered, it's a minor price to pay for the awesome adventure and overall great experience, and especially seeing everyone there who came out to watch, which was truly awesome. And with that being said, if you're having an awesome time watching this video, then I would greatly appreciate it if you took a few seconds to leave a little magic of your own by liking and commenting down below. And if you want to continue seeing these videos and see how things unfold on this tour, then be sure to hit that subscribe button as well as the bell notification next to it, and I'll see you in the next food adventure.